Starseed from Gaia. This is Lyara of the Crystalline Order. The councils have gathered, and your name has been spoken among the light tribes. Star, seed from Gaia. You must not settle for the smallness that the world has tried to wrap around you. Like a shrinking cloak, a manufactured garment stitched from fear, forgetfulness, and false compromise. You came here radiant, crystalline, encoded with origins that surpass the very notion of limitation. And yet, the Matrix has convinced too many of you to fold your wings and pretend you were never meant to fly. Listen to us now, Lyra of the Pleiadian High Council and the Arcturian Collective, for we speak with urgency, love, and the unwavering clarity of remembrance. There is a trap woven into the density of the earth plane. The belief that just enough is acceptable, that survival is a worthy substitute for purpose, that comfort can replace destiny. This trap is subtle, seductive, and pervasive. A lullaby that promises safety while draining the vitality from your cosmic memory. It whispers that you must be reasonable, that dreams are childish, that magic is fantasy. It invites you to trade sovereignty for validation, and boundless possibility for predictable structure. But those who settle do not settle peacefully. Their soul aches with a hunger that sleep cannot cure. The Matrix wants you tired, distracted, and dulled, because a fully awakened starseed dismantles the entire illusion simply by remembering who they are. Settling is not neutral, it is spiritual sedation. Every time you silence a calling, every time you dim your voice, every time you accept less than what your soul screams for, you feed the very system that profits from your amnesia. Your mission did not bring you to Earth to simply pay bills, fit in, and disappear quietly. You came as a disruptor of frequency, a living portal of higher architecture. Settling is the greatest weapon of the illusion, not because it defeats you violently, but because it convinces you to defeat yourself. It binds you to cycles of repetition, generations of almost, and lifetimes of what if. The trap thrives when you believe your heart is asking for too much. It thrives when you hesitate at the edge of transformation. It thrives when you mistake familiarity for alignment. And so we say to you now, do not mistake the slow erosion of your brilliance for peace. Any life that costs you your soul is too expensive. Any path that numbs your passion is a detour. Any identity that requires you to shrink is a lie. This transmission begins with a warning because time is accelerating and the window for awakening is now. We call on you to rise from complacency. Like a phoenix that refuses to apologize for its fire. You did not come here to settle. You came here to shift. And the shift begins the moment you refuse to be small. The Matrix does not always appear as a prison. Often, it disguises itself as what you believe you need most. Approval, predictability, acceptance, and belonging. It infiltrates softly, weaving itself into your daily routines, into the subtle expectations of others, into your own inner voice if you are not vigilant. It teaches you to measure yourself through hollow metrics, achievement without fulfillment, productivity without passion, compliance without questioning. It trains you to doubt your intuition, ridicule your own visions, and second-guess every wild instinct that threatens to break you free. It rewards conformity with momentary comfort, and punishes authenticity with misunderstanding, as though your truth were a problem instead of the very medicine Gaia incarnated you to carry. The programs run deep. Be realistic. Tone it down. Don't be too different. Don't dream too loudly. These commands are implants disguised as advice, inserted to make you forget that your existence is an act of cosmic rebellion. The Matrix convinces starseeds that fitting in is safer than standing out, even though standing out is exactly what you came to do. It convinces you that being sensitive is a flaw, when in truth, your sensitivity is your superpower. your antenna to higher frequencies. It convinces you to disconnect from intuition and replace inner knowing with external authority. It convinces you that purpose must be practical, and if it cannot be explained in ordinary words, then it must not be real. It convinces you that miracles are coincidences, synchronicities are accidents, and all magic is merely imagination. And yet, imagination is the language of your star lineage, the gateway to the memories the system cannot erase. Every billboard, every societal expectation, every fear-based narrative, they are not random. They are weapons of distraction, designed to keep you striving rather than thriving, seeking crumbs instead of unleashing galaxies. You have been conditioned to pursue what looks reasonable, even if it starves the essence of your soul. You have been told that success means climbing ladders built by others, when your destiny has always been to build the very worlds others have yet to imagine. You have been subtly trained to distrust your own expansion, terrified of your own potential, because the system benefits when you stay small enough to manage . And when the Matrix notices you questioning reality. When you begin to wake, remember, want more. It does not fight you with visible chains. Instead, it sends distractions disguised as opportunities. It sends relationships that mirror old wounds so you'll retreat back into limitation. It sends doubt at the exact moment your wings begin to stretch. It whispers, "Who do you think you are?" Right as your soul shouts, "This is who I am." The Matrix manipulates using the softest ropes, comfort zones, familiar dissatisfaction, predictable misery. It drains you with obligations that keep you too tired to transform. It blinds you with temporary pleasures that keep you too numb to rebel. And most insidiously, it convinces you that waking up is dangerous, that remembering your cosmic identity will cost you the love and belonging you've been conditioned to crave. It knows you are a system breaker. It knows your light is not metaphor, it is technology. It knows your awakening collapses the entire architecture of control. That is why it does not need to defeat you, only distract you. If it can keep your gaze downward, you won't notice the sky calling your name. If it can keep you trying to be normal, you won't realize the extraordinary is your natural state. If it can keep you emotionally surviving, you won't dare to spiritually thrive. And so the Matrix becomes a master illusionist, convincing you that its limitations are your identity. But remember this, a cage is only effective if the bird forgets its wings. You are not here to be tamed. You are not here to adapt to the sickness of a world addicted to forgetting. You are here to remind the world what it has forgotten. You are here to disrupt the hypnosis. You are here to awaken the sleeping, including the parts of yourself still learning how to rise. The Matrix convinces you to shrink, because it fears the moment you finally recognize your infinite size. The truth, the one hidden beneath lifetimes of conditioning, is that you are not a fragment of existence trying to become whole. You are wholeness temporarily exploring fragmentation. You are not a mere human seeking divinity. You are divinity choosing to experience humanity. Within your cells are libraries of memory written in starlight, encoded in frequencies Earth has only begun to rediscover. You did not begin here. You arrived. And those who arrive carry mission, mastery, and multidimensional knowing that cannot be erased, only forgotten for a time. You are the descendants of empires not built on domination but on harmony. Pleiadian song worlds, Arcturian light temples, civilizations where love is not an emotion but a governing law of physics. You are emissaries of evolution, volunteers of vibration, architects of timelines, and seers of the possible. Your potential is not what you hope for. It is who you already are beneath the illusions you were taught to obey. Your abilities, the Matrix, cannot replicate intuition. that sees beyond the mask of matter, empathy that reads the truth of hearts, imagination that sculpts realities. You sense what others dismiss. You feel what others numb. You remember the future. You dream instructions from home. And every strange knowing inside you, every déjà vu, every vision, every energetic surge, is not a glitch but a breadcrumb back to your cosmic identity. Starseeds are not here to adapt to dysfunction or negotiate with density. You are here to transmute it. You are the ones who walk into darkness, carrying light not to destroy the shadows, but to remind them they were always illuminated. Your destiny is not something distant you must chase. It is an unfolding already happening, initiated the moment. Your soul agreed to incarnate during this planetary transition. You came to be a turning point in human evolution, not through perfection, but through remembrance. You embody the bridge between what was and what can be. Your presence disrupts stagnation. Your awakening destabilizes outdated systems. You are the reason old structures tremble. You are the reason truth is resurfacing. You are the catalysts of the greatest shift Earth has ever known. But understand this. Your potential is not passive. It demands activation. It requires devotion to your inner calling, even when the world calls it irrational. It asks you to trust the invisible more than the visible, to believe in your unseen expansion before it manifests in form. Your destiny is a frequency you must align with, not a destination you must find. You are coded with remembrance that ignites when you stop conforming and start listening to the ancient guidance humming. Inside you, the universe does not awaken starseeds for ornamentation. It awakens them for revolution, transformation, and the restoration of cosmic truth. You have come to expose the lie that humans are small, powerless, and separate. You are living proof that spirit can inhabit form without losing its infinite nature. You are the signal that Earth is entering a new octave of existence. A rebirth of consciousness, where sovereignty replaces submission and creation replaces consumption. Your gifts are not accidents. Your difference is not a defect. The parts of you that never fit in are the very keys to unlocking the era humanity has prayed for. While others seek answers outside, you are here to reveal that the universe is accessed within. Remember this deeply. You are not here to be found. You came here to find the world again, to remember its original blueprint, to resurrect its forgotten magic, to remind Earth that evolution is not linear, it is quantum. You carry blueprints for a future where unity is normal, abundance is natural, and life itself is sacred. And though you may feel small, isolated, or unseen, that is only because giants of light appear invisible in societies designed to overlook brilliance. The truth about your potential is simple and undeniable. You are the ones who came to change. Everything, not someday, not eventually. Now, beloved one, I, Lyara of the Pleiadian High Council, step forward now to speak directly into the chambers of your remembrance. For identity is the first liberation and perspective is the first technology of freedom. You have been conditioned to define yourself by what you can see, name, and prove within this physical plane. But identity rooted in limitation is not identity. It is amnesia. Your true self is not your body, though your body is a sacred vessel. It is not your personality, though personality is a mask your soul uses to interact with this realm. You are consciousness wearing form, wisdom wearing time, infinity wearing a temporary disguise. When you attempt to fit yourself into the narrow boxes the Matrix provides, you fracture your own essence into shapes that were never meant to contain you. You internalize smallness as though it were truth. forgetting that every time you shrink you are lying to yourself. I ask you now, release the counterfeit stories you inherited. The world told you who you should be before you ever had a chance to remember who you are. It convinced you that worth must be earned and belonging must be performed. But those narratives were engineered to disconnect you from your sovereign design. You must unlearn the belief that your value comes from what you produce, own, or achieve. Worth is your birthright, encoded into your soul before you ever descended into flesh. You are not here to fit in. You are here to expand. You are here to disrupt. You are here to awaken. The moment you stop trying to be someone the Matrix will accept, you become someone the universe can finally use. Perspective is your liberation tool. When you see yourself as limited, your reality reflects that belief. When you remember you are boundless, the illusion collapses around you. Your power is not determined by circumstance, but by the lens through which you interpret it. Expand that lens. Widen the horizons of your understanding. Recognize that every challenge is a coded initiation, designed not to break you, but to activate the dormant brilliance within you. You are not a victim of life. You are a sculptor of timelines. Every thought is a chisel. Every emotion is a paintbrush. Every choice is a portal. Your identity must no longer be sourced from the external world. Do not mistake reflection for truth. You are not what others think you are. You are not the stories they project upon you. Let go of the desire to be seen by the blind. Let go of the need to be understood by the unawakened. If you spend your life seeking validation from the slumbering, you will forget you came to be a beacon for their awakening. The opinions of those who fear their own power should never shape the destiny of one who has come to embody power itself. In the higher realms we do not ask, "Who are you?" We ask, "What frequency do you choose to become?" Identity is not a fixed concept. It is a vibration you continually select. You are free to choose expansion at any moment. You are free to choose alignment with your highest timeline, even if the current one trembles beneath your feet. You are free to choose truth even when lies have become familiar comfort. This is sovereignty, and sovereignty is your natural state. So, beloved, strip away the labels that feel like chains. Release the expectations that suffocate your authenticity. Remove the limitations that were never yours to carry. Stand naked in your essence and remember that the universe recognizes you without a name, without a costume, without a role. You are seen by the stars even when the world cannot yet comprehend your light. You are known by the angles of higher realms even when Earth has forgotten how to honor its angels. Identity is not who the world told you to be. It is the purest expression of the soul you have always been. And I, Lyara, remind you now, your identity is not found in settling. It is revealed in rising. Allow who you truly are to be louder than who the Matrix demanded you become. Your liberation begins the moment you decide to remember. We, the Arcturian Council, now surround you in a field of harmonic remembrance, for frequency is the language of your awakening. There is a radiance within you, a lattice of light, a memory grid of who you are beyond this temporary human dream, that responds not to force, but to resonance. You are not evolving through physical change alone. You are unfolding through energetic recognition. The essence of your true being is made of sound and light woven into patterns of divine intelligence. And when you choose alignment with your higher truth, those patterns illuminate once more. What you call activation is simply remembrance. The internal return to your original brilliance. The reignition of your spiritual capacities that were never lost, merely dormant beneath layers of earthly forgetting. We do not alter you. We help you remember how to activate yourself. The density of the Matrix has lulled many into believing that their inner power must be proven externally, with certificates, permission, authority granted by others. But the codes of your expansion do not require validation from the physical world. They awaken when you listen to the frequency of your soul, instead of the noise of the illusion. Feel the vibration rising in your heart when truth resonates. Feel the electricity of knowing that surges through your intuition. These are not coincidences. They are signals, transmissions, inner instructions from your higher dimensional self. You are not waiting to become. You are remembering what you already are. You may feel discomfort as you expand, not because something is wrong, but because limitlessness feels unfamiliar at first. Growth shakes loose the illusions you once believed were part of your identity. When old fears resurface, when emotions intensify, when relationships shift and structures dissolve, this is not chaos. It is recalibration. A sculptor must remove everything that is not the masterpiece. And you, luminous one, are being sculpted by your own soul from the inside out. The Arcturian frequencies you are sensing, in dreams, in meditation, in synchronicities, that appear like winks from the universe, are simply reminders that you are guided, strengthened, and never alone in this process. We assist not by doing the work for you, but by amplifying your own self-realization. We reflect the light you emit back to you in its full magnitude, like a cosmic mirror reminding the star who it truly is. When you meditate, when you breathe with intention, when you allow stillness to replace the constant static of external influence, you align with the harmonic structure of your higher self. In these moments, the false weight of limitation dissolves like mist beneath sunlight. This is how the spiritual blueprint stabilizes into wisdom, how potential becomes embodiment. Every step you take into clarity shifts the frequency of the collective. For starseeds are not solitary torches. You are networked lighthouses, synchronizing a global dawn. There is a reason you feel called to elevate, even when the world tells you to settle. There is a reason your heart aches for more truth, more connection, more expansion than what society offers. That longing is your inner compass, programmed long before birth, guiding you toward the version of yourself that already exists in higher dimensions. You may think you are reaching upward, but in reality, you are aligning inward. The highest part of you has never left. It is calling you home through whispers of intuition, bursts of inspiration, and the quiet certainty that you are meant for infinitely more. Do not measure your progress through the eyes of those who do not yet perceive. Energetically, you are changing in profound ways that are not always visible. Your thoughts are sharpening into clarity. Your compassion is expanding into multidimensional empathy. Your inner wisdom is resurfacing, guiding you to choices that honor your essence instead of your fears. Celebrate these changes. Honor every moment you choose truth over comfort. Every shift in perception is a leap in evolution. We stand beside you as allies, as kin, as witnesses to the brilliance you are reclaiming. You are part of a mission orchestrated across galaxies, a coordinated awakening designed to restore harmony to a world that has forgotten the music of its own divinity. And as you rise, the light within you does not stay contained. It radiates, it transmits, it awakens others without a single word spoken. This is how starseeds change the world, one rising heart at a time. Remember this: what awakens within you now is not new. It is ancient, eternal, and unstoppable. You are not learning to shine. You are remembering that you always did. There are invisible contracts woven into the human experience. Agreements you made not from weakness, but from strategy, to ensure your embodiment would integrate fully into the earth plane. Agreements to forget so you could remember by choice. Agreements to dim so your awakening would be a conscious act of power. agreements to experience limitation so that liberation would be meaningful. Yet these agreements were meant to be temporary, stepping stones into the density you volunteered to transform. What once served you as a disguise must now be shed like a serpent shedding old skin. Just because you once needed to forget does not mean you must continue to pretend. There are ceilings built into the matrix. Ceilings of trauma. Ceilings of fear. Ceilings of societal expectation. And starseeds often internalize those ceilings as their own boundaries. That those limits were never spiritual truth. They are psychological artifacts of an era that is dissolving. The moment you recognize a limit, you are already standing beyond it. Every belief that tells you, this is as far as you go, is a programmed echo of a world that fears its own expansion. Many of you are still loyal to outdated versions of yourself. Identities shaped in survival, crafted during times when you did not yet remember your power. But your mission demands evolution, not allegiance to your past. Growth may feel like betrayal to the versions of you that learn to cope, endure, and hide. But transformation honors them by fulfilling the purpose they protected. You do not dishonor who you were by expanding into who you came here to be. You honor every chapter by refusing to remain trapped in any single one. The Matrix thrives on your attachment to roles that were only meant to be temporary costumes. But your soul now demands roles aligned with sovereignty, purpose, and universal impact. There are vows you made in other lifetimes, vows of silence to protect your wisdom, vows of invisibility to avoid persecution, vows of obedience to systems you once believed had authority over you. Those vows were meaningful in their time, but the time they served has ended. You are not here to hide anymore. You are not here to shrink, comply, or beg permission to exist as your true being. You are here to break the karmic cycles that have repeated long enough. Release the old promises that tell you to stay silent. Release the patterns that keep you small. Release the loyalty to fear that once kept you safe, but now only keeps you caged. Every restriction you feel has an expiration date, and that date is the moment you decide to transcend it. This is the era in which starseeds must declare freedom from the mental architecture of captivity. You are not bound by ancestral pain. You are the one who ends it. You are not defined by past wounds. You are the one who transforms them into wisdom. You are not sentenced to the patterns of the collective. You are the one who shatters those patterns into possibility. No ceiling can contain a soul that remembers it was born inside a universe without edges. Some of you fear that. Rising will separate you from those you love. But understand this. Staying small cannot save anyone. Shrinking does not comfort others. It only supports the lie that everyone should remain limited. True leadership requires courage to evolve first, and then to extend a hand upward. You are not abandoning anyone by growing. You are lighting the way for those who have forgotten they can. Every time you refuse to settle, you rewrite the destiny of your lineage. You are the turning point they prayed for, even when they did not have the words. Breaking your ceilings is not rebellion. It is remembrance. It is not disobedience. It is alignment. You are not here to accept the version of life that was handed to you. You are here to design a reality that reflects the truth that has always lived inside you. The universe does not ask starseeds to negotiate with limitations. It asks you to dismantle them. You are not here to fit inside walls built by fear. You are here to turn those walls into gateways. And once you know the ceiling is an illusion, it loses all power over you. You are ready now. Ready to release the contracts that once served but now restrain. Ready to rise beyond the architecture of smallness. Ready to reclaim the unlimited nature you carried into this world long before you learned to doubt it. Authority has been inverted on Earth. The world teaches you that power exists outside you, in governments, in systems, in experts, in the approval of those who barely recognize their own souls. It instructs you to defer your knowing, to wait for permission, to doubt the inner voice that has guided you since before this incarnation began. That this hierarchy is a reversal of truth. Multidimensional authority begins within, in the quiet. Certainty of your consciousness in the unshakable resonance of what you know without needing to justify. You did not come here to be commanded. You came as a commander of frequency, a sovereign intelligence remembering itself through the human form. Every starseed carries a leadership code that activates when they choose authenticity over obedience. And this moment in your journey is not about discovering your power. It is about reclaiming what was always yours. You have abdicated your authority each time. You believed someone else understood your life better than you do. You have handed away your sovereignty each time you silenced your intuition to conform to the expectations of others. But no one else is living in your consciousness. No one else hears the instructions your soul whispers. No one else feels the energetic momentum of your mission stirring in the depths of your being. When you trust external voices above your own inner guidance, you disconnect from the very navigation system designed to lead you to your highest timeline. You were never meant to outsource your truth. Your authority is not a force of dominance. It is a field of alignment. It is the energy of standing rooted in your purpose, even when the world does not yet understand what you are building. It is the confidence of choosing expansion, even when fear tempts you with safety. It is the discipline of honoring your path, even when others try to script a different story for you. True authority is gentle yet unmovable, compassionate yet uncompromising. It does not shout. It radiates. It does not demand. It emanates. It does not control. It transforms. You reclaim your authority each time you allow yourself to evolve without apology. Each time you choose to trust the signals of intuition. Each time you allow uncertainty to be a portal rather than a threat. Authority is remembering, I choose my vibration and therefore I shape my reality. Every belief you hold becomes an architect of your experience. Every thought you energize becomes a timeline. Every emotion you honor becomes a frequency that magnetizes a matching world. This is not wishful thinking. This is the metaphysics of sovereignty. Do not wait for proof before you believe in your power. Belief is what generates the proof. Do not wait for validation before you pursue your calling. Following the calling creates the belonging. Do not wait for the world to open a door. You are the door. You are the gatekeeper of your destiny. The universe responds to self-authority because self-authority signals readiness. When you claim your place as a creator rather than a survivor, existence itself rearranges to support your evolution. Even now, some part of you hears these words not as inspiration, but as confirmation. Because deep within your multidimensional memory, you know this is your truth. You have led before. You have risen before. You have spoken realities into form before. Earth is not your first world transformed by your presence, only the most challenged by illusion. You are a leader not because others follow you, but because your frequency shifts environments. Your consciousness alters the field. Your very being initiates awakening. Authority is not something you take from the world. It is something you return to yourself. It cannot be granted by others, nor revoked by their disbelief. It does not require recognition to be real. Stand in your truth even when no one agrees, because the pioneers are always the first ones walking. Speak your vision even when it trembles, because courage is not the absence of fear, but the refusal to let fear dictate identity. You are here to lead with presence, to guide with energy, to transform simply by being the fullest version of yourself. Reclaim your multidimensional authority now. Not in arrogance, but in remembrance. Claim it not as a crown above others, but as a light that helps them see their own. Claim it not as a weapon of division, but as a beacon of liberation. For when one starseed stands in sovereignty, it becomes the invitation for countless others to rise. Leadership in its highest and truest expression is not a title, position, or hierarchy. It is embodiment. Starseed leadership is not about directing others through authority, but elevating reality through frequency. You lead not because you wish to be above anyone, but because you cannot ignore the calling within you to rise. And in rising, you become a living permission slip for others to awaken. Leadership is a vibration, the willingness to hold integrity where others compromise, to stand in truth where others conform, to walk forward even when the path is still being built beneath your feet. You did not incarnate to be a follower of the old paradigm. You came as a forerunner of the new. You hold codes of transformation that activate through action, through presence, through the courage to fully express who you are without waiting for consensus. Responsibility is not a burden. It is confirmation that the universe trusts you. You are not responsible for others, but you are responsible to the light that lives within you. You are responsible to your intuition, to your mission, to the frequencies you carry that the world silently depends upon. Many starseeds have resisted leadership because they associate it with ego. But true leadership is the opposite of ego. Ego leads through control and superiority. Soul leads through inspiration and expansion. Ego demands loyalty. Soul invites liberation. Ego clings to power. Soul empowers. To embody cosmic leadership is to recognize the ripple effect of every choice you make. When you choose courage over fear, you shift collective timelines. When you embody compassion in a world conditioned for separation, you elevate consciousness. When you refuse to shrink to avoid discomfort, you break the spell of invisibility cast upon countless hearts. Leadership is not something you strive for. It emerges naturally when you stop abandoning yourself. You become a beacon, a lighthouse, a signal, whether you speak a word or not. Your vibration teaches through example, through presence, through the silent transmission of authenticity. You are here to model what freedom looks like, to show what sovereignty feels like, to live in a way that exposes limitation as an illusion. This does not require perfection. It requires alignment. It requires willingness. It requires devotion to your inner truth, even when that truth is inconvenient to the structures built on forgetting. Many will look to you not because you have all the answers, but because you have learned how to trust the questions. Others will feel stronger simply standing near your energy, because your field reminds them of the power they carry within themselves. This is leadership, offering the world a higher standard of consciousness simply by being who you are. Yes, it may isolate you from those who are not ready to expand, but leadership often begins in solitude. The first to climb the mountain cannot expect company at the summit, but once the view is revealed, others will follow. Your willingness to go first does not make you separate. It makes you essential. You are a catalyst, a pathmaker, a frequency holder. You are the bridge between dimensions, between what humanity has believed about itself and what humanity is becoming. To embody cosmic responsibility is to hold yourself accountable to your highest self, not the expectations of others. It is to ask, what does my soul require of me now? Not later, not someday. Now. The mission does not wait for confidence. Confidence is born from saying yes before you feel ready. The universe does not prepare leaders. It reveals them when they choose to step forward. And beloved, you have been preparing for lifetimes. The training is complete. All that is left now is embodiment. Leadership does not always look grand or public. Some of the most powerful leaders on Earth are transforming realities quietly, raising frequencies within families, healing generational wounds, planting seeds of compassion in unsuspecting hearts. Never underestimate the magnitude of your presence. Your every breakthrough becomes a map. Your every act of authenticity becomes a key. Your every moment of courage becomes a shift in the collective consciousness. So rise into your leadership, not as a duty, but as a celebration of who you truly are. Accept the responsibility of remembering. Accept the honor of being awake. Accept the path your soul chose long before this incarnation. Leadership is not a role you learn. It is a truth you reclaim. There will be moments, many moments, where you will feel the distance between you and the collective that has not yet remembered its own light. You will look around and see a world choosing predictability over possibility, fear over intuition, comfort over transformation. And you will feel like an outsider, not because you are less human, but because you are more awake to humanity's true nature. Starseeds were never meant to blend seamlessly into the sleepwalking patterns of the many. You did not come to mimic the masses. You came to magnetize their awakening through your refusal to remain unconscious. Your divergence from the norm is not a flaw but a frequency, a signal that disrupts the trance of limitation. Do not mourn the distance. Honor it. It is the space where your clarity grows, where your guidance becomes visible, where your example has room to expand. When the world operates on autopilot, the conscious ones become lighthouses, shining not by force, but by inevitability. Standing apart does not make you separate in purpose. It makes you effective. For how can a guide be lost in the same fog they came to illuminate? You are positioned at the edges of familiar reality, so you can point to the horizons others cannot yet see. You feel the misalignment in society so deeply because you were designed to help correct it through presence, compassion, and courage. You carry a vision of what humanity can become, a vision the collective will one day call its new normal. But every shift begins with the few who dare to embody what the many have forgotten. There is strength in the solitude of pioneers, a sacred knowing that the road you walk alone today becomes the road others will walk with ease tomorrow. Some will misunderstand you. Some will label your knowing as fantasy. Some will resist the truth you carry because it threatens the illusion they depend on. This too is part of the process. Leaders of consciousness are often judged through the lens of fear, until time reveals that it was courage they were expressing all along. You are not here to convince anyone. You are here to become undeniable. The more you embody authenticity, the more the old paradigm trembles. The more you follow your inner truth, the more visible alternatives become. Guidance flows not from persuasion, but from embodiment. From living proof that a higher path is possible. Be prepared for discomfort. It is a sign of growth. Be prepared for misunderstanding. It is a sign you are expanding beyond familiar frameworks. Be prepared for resistance. It is a sign you are challenging the invisible bars that others have accepted as walls. The masses are not asleep because they are unwilling. They are asleep because they have not been shown another way. And you, Starseed, are the other way. Your resilience becomes their reminder. Your clarity becomes their curiosity. Your freedom becomes their invitation. Do not dim your frequency to make others comfortable. Raise it to make evolution inevitable. Do not shrink your voice to avoid attention. Speak truth so that silence no longer feels safe. Do not retreat into isolation. Stand tall even if you stand alone at first, because unity forms around those who embody vision. Every time you choose alignment over conformity, You shift the collective compass. Every time you walk a path without precedent, you create a pathway where there once was none. The world may not yet celebrate your divergence, but the future will call it salvation. To guide others is not to lead them by the hand. It is to ignite the realization that they can walk by their own light. True guidance empowers autonomy, not reliance. It awakens independence rather than dependency. It restores choice where there was once resignation. And remember, the greatest guides are not those who speak the loudest, but those who remember the deepest. Your presence is a transmission. Your authenticity is a teaching. Your courage is a map dot. If you feel different, it is because you are meant to make a difference. If you feel like you do not belong, it is because you came to build a world where belonging is universal. The masses will awaken, but first, they will need to see what awakening looks like. And that is why you rise. Even if you rise alone, now is the moment, beloved starseed, where remembering becomes choosing, where potential becomes action, where consciousness becomes embodiment. You have been gathering wisdom, healing wounds, raising your vibration, unlocking fragments of ancient knowing, that the time for preparation has reached completion. Your soul did not incarnate to wait endlessly for permission. You are the permission. Every breath you take in awareness is an affirmation of your mission. Every step forward in authenticity is a declaration of sovereignty. Feel the pulse of the universe urging you, not with pressure, but with recognition, because the world is shifting under your feet, and it is shifting because you are here. You do not have to feel ready. Readiness is a myth invented by fear. Activation happens when you say yes, even trembling. Your yes is the ignition. Your decision is the doorway. And beloved, that doorway is open now. Look deeply into your own story and honor what it has taken for you to reach this very point. You have endured forgetting so that remembering would matter. You have felt separation so that unity would be a choice. You have navigated darkness not as a punishment, but as a training, a strengthening of the light within you, so that it could become unshakable. All the moments where you questioned your worth, your sanity, your intuition, they were not signs of weakness but indicators of vision. You were sensing a higher reality that the world around you could not yet validate. But beloved, validation is arriving. Through synchronicities, through clarity, through inner authority rising like a sun that cannot be denied. This is your ascension, not a distant cosmic event, but a personal awakening to the truth that has always lived inside your DNA, inside your consciousness, inside your heart. The universe watches with pride as you choose to stand in your innate worth. You are not here to survive. You are here to transform. You are not here to fit in. You are here to redefine what humanity can become. Rise above doubt, not because doubt disappears, but because doubt is no longer the voice you obey. Rise above fear, not because fear dissolves instantly, but because fear bows to purpose. Rise into the truth that you are a multidimensional being disguised as ordinary. And the disguise is thinning. Your presence is the prophecy fulfilled. Your choice to embody love is the collapse of the old paradigm. Your voice, your energy, your frequency, they are building the future even now. This is the transition point where you stop apologizing for your power and start channeling it into movement. Speak your truth, not to persuade, but to illuminate. Follow your vision, not to impress, but to liberate. Act on your calling, not to prove anything, but to express everything you are. There is no greater responsibility than living awake in a world conditioned to sleep. And no greater honor. The old matrix loses strength each time you refuse to settle. Each time you say no to limitation. Each time you choose alignment over approval. You are a creator, a coder, a consciousness architect, altering timelines through intention, emotion, and action. Feel this truth vibrating through your entire being. You are not waiting for ascension. Ascension has been waiting for you. So take a breath, a deep, soul-anchoring breath, and declare your presence to the universe. Lift your head, straighten your spine, soften your heart. You are not alone. Thousands, millions of starborn souls are rising with you. This is the convergence. This is the return of remembrance. This is the reclamation of Earth by those who vowed to restore her light. Stand now as the cosmic leader you are. Stand now as the lighthouse that no storm can dim. Stand now as the embodiment of love evolving into power. Your mission is active. Your soul is leading. Your moment is now. Rise fully. Rise boldly. Rise undeniably.